Seth, knocking on the locked door. Ursula, are you alright? Why is the door locked? Inside, Ursula lays on the sofa, her eyes fixed on pictures of Terry on her smartphone. Her face is drawn with sadness, tears glistening in her eyes. Seth, voice muffled through the door. I'm really sorry about what happened to Terry. He's going to be okay, just trust me. Ursula slowly gets up from the sofa and walks towards the blaster, her movement slow and heavy with sorrow. She mutters to herself, goodbye cruel world. Seth's panicked voice echoes through the door. Ursula, please don't do it. I hope it's not what I think you're going to do. Ursula lets out a heavy sigh. It's too late, Seth. I don't deserve to live in this harsh world. Seth's voice grows urgent. Listen to me, Ursula. Things can change. Nobody's perfect, not even Drive. Zed. Cheer up, please. Just as Ursula raises her hand to activate the device, Seth swiftly punches in the password and bursts into the room, grabbing her hand before she can press the button. Seth, frantically stop. Ursula, stop. You don't have to do this. Ursula's eyes are filled with tears as Seth holds her hand. I can't go on like this, Seth. Everything feels so hopeless. Seth, softly, I understand, Ursula. But destroying yourself won't solve anything. Let me help you. With determined eyes, Seth starts to use everything at his disposal to cheer up Ursula. He shows her videos of a mesmerizing battle between leopards and gorillas, the sheer power and intensity of the animals captivating her attention. Seth, look at that, Ursula. Isn't nature amazing? There's so much beauty in the world, we just have to open our eyes to see it. Ursula's expression starts to soften as she watches the video, a faint smile tugging at the corners of her lips. Seth, let's take a deep breath and relax. I'll turn on the air conditioning, and we can sit here and enjoy the cool breeze together. As the air conditioning hums softly in the background, Seth continues to talk to Ursula, sharing stories and memories, making her laugh and forget her troubles for a while. Slowly but surely, Ursula's mood lifts, the darkness in her eyes fading away as she begins to see a glimmer of hope. Seth, see, Ursula. Things can change. We just have to hold on and face each challenge as it comes. You're not alone in this, we're in it together. Ursula looks at Seth with gratitude in her eyes. Thank you, Seth. I don't know what I would have done without you. Seth smiles warmly. That's what friends are for, Ursula. We'll get through this, I promise. As the sun sets outside, casting a warm glow through the windows, Seth and Ursula sit together in the cool room, their hearts a little lighter and their spirits a little brighter, knowing that they have each other to lean on in times of darkness. And as they look towards the horizon, a sense of hope and determination fills their souls, ready to face whatever challenges may come their way. The bond between them strengthened by the trials they have faced together, forging a friendship that will stand the test of time. Words, 571. Seth, knocking on the locked door. Ursula, are you alright? Why is the door locked? Ursula is lying on the sofa, staring at pictures of Terry on her phone with a sad expression. Seth, I am really sorry for what happened to Terry. He will be fine, just trust me. Ursula gets up and walks towards the blaster with a depressed expression. Ursula, goodbye cruel world. Seth, panicked. Ursula, I hope it's not what I think you were going to do. Please don't do it. Ursula, it's too late, Seth. I don't deserve to live in this harsh world. Seth, listen to me, Ursula. Things can change. Nobody's perfect, not even Drive. Zed. Cheer up, please. Seth quickly opens the door with a password and rushes in, stopping Ursula from destroying herself. Seth, stop, Ursula. You don't have to do this. Seth comforts Ursula and tries to cheer her up by showing her a mesmerizing battle between leopards and gorillas on the AI screen of the air conditioning room. Seth, look at this. Isn't it incredible? Ursula begins to lighten up as she watches the battle unfold on the screen. Seth, and here, let me show you how the auroras generated by a battle between lions and tigers can help evolve technology and devices. Ursula's mood starts to improve as she watches the auroras on the screen. Seth, the auroras from battles like these can even lead to the development of weapons to protect us from asteroids in outer space. Ursula smiles as she watches the vibrant colors of the auroras dancing on the screen. Ursula, thank you, Seth. I needed this. I feel better now. Seth, I'm glad I could help. Remember, there is always hope, even in the darkest of times. Ursula nods, grateful for Seth's intervention. The two friends sit together, watching the mesmerizing battles and auroras on the AI screen, finding comfort and solace in the beauty of nature's wonders. And as the days pass, Ursula's sadness slowly fades away, replaced by a renewed sense of hope and gratitude for the world around her. Seth and Ursula's bond grows stronger, united by their shared love of nature and the wonders it holds. And together, they face whatever challenges come their way, knowing that they are never alone as long as they have each other. Words, 400. Tap to stop. The room was filled with tension as Seth knocked on the locked door, calling out to Ursula with concern. Are you alright, Ursula? Why is the door locked? He asked, his voice filled with worry. Inside, Ursula lay on the sofa, her eyes fixed on the pictures of Terry on her smartphone. Her face was etched with sadness, and she didn't utter a word in response to Seth's question. Seth's voice came through the closed door again, this time in a panicked tone. I'm really sorry for what happened to Terry. He will be fine, just trust me, he pleaded. But Ursula remained unmoved, her mind consumed by grief. Finally, Seth's voice came through the door once more, this time in a low but urgent tone. Ursula, I hope it's not what I think you're going to do. Please don't do it, he implored. It's too late, Seth, Ursula sighed, her voice heavy with despair. I don't deserve to live in this harsh world. With a surge of adrenaline, Seth punched in the password and burst into the room just in time to stop Ursula from taking drastic measures. He pulled her into a tight embrace and whispered words of comfort. As Ursula started to calm down, Seth knew he needed to do something to lift her spirits. He pointed to the blaster in the corner of the room and said, goodbye cruel world, but Seth quickly intervened, using every method at his disposal to bring a smile back to Ursula's face. He started by showing her a mesmerizing battle between leopards and gorillas on the AI screen of the air conditioning room. The shockwave-inducing terrestrial battle captivated Ursula's attention, and she couldn't help but be drawn into the intensity of the conflict. But Seth didn't stop there. He used the AI screen to showcase the incredible power of auroras generated by battles between apex wildcats like lions and tigers. The colorful lights danced across the screen, illuminating the room with their beauty. As Seth continued to cheer Ursula up, he shared with her the ways in which the auroras could benefit humanity. From advancements in technology to the development of new devices, the potential of these natural phenomena was endless. He even showed her a film about Zathura, a world filled with magic and wonder, where anything was possible. The movie transported Ursula to a place of imagination and creativity, helping her escape from the darkness that had consumed her. Through his creativity and determination, Seth was able to pull Ursula out of her despair and bring light back into her life. As they watched the auroras dance across the screen, Ursula's smile returned, and she knew that she had a friend who would always be there for her in the darkest of times. Words, 480. Seth had always been the optimistic one, the one who could find a silver lining in even the darkest of clouds. So when he heard Ursula's despairing voice through the closed door, he knew he had to act quickly to prevent her from making a terrible mistake. As he entered the room, he saw Ursula standing in front of the blaster, her eyes filled with tears and her hand trembling as she reached for the trigger. Without hesitation, Seth rushed forward and grabbed her hand, forcing her to drop the weapon. Ursula, listen to me, Seth said firmly, his eyes filled with determination. You can't give up like this. Terry wouldn't want you to do this. You have to keep fighting. Ursula looked up at Seth, her eyes haunted with pain and sorrow. I can't, Seth. I can't bear the pain anymore. I don't deserve to live. Seth's heart ached for his friend, but he knew he couldn't let her give up. He took a deep breath and began to talk to her, trying to distract her from her thoughts of despair. He showed her the battles of leopards and gorillas on the AI screen of the air-conditioning room, explaining how even in the animal kingdom, there were struggles and conflicts, but they always found a way to overcome them. He showed her how the auroras generated by the battles between lions and tigers could lead to advancements in technology and help mankind in unimaginable ways. Slowly but surely, Seth began to see a glimmer of hope in Ursula's eyes. The despair that had clouded her face began to lift, replaced by a flicker of determination. Seth knew he had to keep pushing, keep showing her the beauty and wonder that still existed in the world. He even managed to make her laugh with a film about Zathura, a story of adventure and courage that captivated Ursula's attention and brought a smile to her face. As the hours passed, Seth stayed by Ursula's side, talking to her, comforting her, and showing her that there was still so much worth living for. And slowly but surely, Ursula began to believe him. By the time the sun began to rise, Ursula was a changed woman. The dark clouds that had hovered over her had dissipated, replaced by a newfound strength and determination. She knew that she had a friend in Seth, someone who would always be there for her no matter what. As they stood side by side, watching the first light of dawn break through the window, Ursula turned to Seth with a grateful smile. Thank you, Seth, she said softly. Thank you for saving me. Seth smiled back at her, his eyes shining with pride. Anytime, Ursula. Remember, no matter how dark it may seem, there is always hope. You are not alone in this world. And as the new day dawned, Ursula knew that she had a friend in Seth, someone who would always be there to guide her through the darkest of nights and lead her towards the light. And together, they would face whatever challenges came their way, knowing that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything. Words, 545.